Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Captain Clyde's MTG. Today, we'll play a little Magic while we talk about recent banks and investors giving the shellacking again to Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro in general. Uh, but potato, tomato, whatever the hell that means. So today, what we're going to talk about is two banks. Well, okay, a bank and an investment firm weighed in this week on um, Hasbro stock. Bank of America has doubled down, saying that Hasbro has not fixed anything. They again say it's a bad product, so forth and so on. Mainly in general, just doubling down on how bad Hasbro is managing Wizards of the Coast, what Wizards of the Coast is doing, XYZ, whatever. Now, with that said, let's dissect that for a minute. So the reason Bank of America is making these comments um, is because their year over year or quarter over quarter, look at either one of them, um, revenue has actually declined. So they're calling that the reason why it's going to be a bad market for them. But here's the thing. For any of you guys who have never been in business or whatever, um, or haven't really thought about this, I want you to take these things into kind of consideration. And those things being this: for one, we know how much Wizards has been pushing, or how much Hasbro, excuse me, has been pushing Wizards to make money year over year, raise this, raise that, more income. And as we all know, you only go so far on that tipping scale until there's a breakdown where you can no longer make more money. It just doesn't happen. Um, so what's happened is I believe Hasbro and Wizards are trying to fix a lot of the problems they have. They have cut back print runs to the best of our knowledge. We're starting to see that now, and they are making changes. Now, the problem with those changes is they will affect the bottom line and cause them to make less money. So, what happens is people start thinking that because Hasbro is now making less than it was, it's now a bad product. Which is not true. It's they're trying to fix their product and get back to what that normal money input would be for their product. So think about it. You know, if they got to the point last quarter, year over year, whatever you want to call it, and they're making $1 billion, and then all of a sudden everybody decides, and they run all their people off because everything costs too much, nobody can keep up, blah blah blah. There's going to be a decline in sales regardless. So why not cut print runs, try to maximize that return from the decline in sales, and stabilize. So what's happened is they hit the high where they did take it to an extreme and break it, but now it's rubber banding back. You know, the whole rubber band theory, you know, you stretch it as far as you want, but eventually it has to come back. It's coming back down to a normal price range of what those profits should look like. And because of that, people are going to say, oh, they're doing bad, when actually they could be fixing things. And what's going to happen for them to be gauged correctly moving forward is they may have to take 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters, maybe a year or more of negative press and possible, not devaluation, but net sales growth going down to find where they should be to slowly start pushing it back up again by other means than what they tried before. So, with that being said, let me try to fix that camera. I didn't notice that. There we go. Um, so again, with that being said, we're going to have this decline. And I don't think Bank of America really took that consideration. I think they're just really enjoying putting the shellac into Wizards right now or Hasbro, I guess, for whatever's tickling their fancy. Um, so yeah, there's that. Now, on the flip side of that, we have somebody else who's come out. It's an investment firm called Jefferies. And what they've come out and said is they believe Hasbro stock is bottomed out at close to what the low will be, meaning that moving forward, um, there is not much further down to go, and they believe that stock prices will start to rise. So right now, at the time of the article and what have you, Hasbro's around $50-$55. Call it what you will. Now, with that being said, Jeffries has targeted the stock price at around 75. Now that is lower than their all-time high. However, it is within moderation and in my opinion a place the stock could get to if what they're doing right now to fix their market does end up working for them. So they have a lot of things going for them. And with that being said, um, you know, at the end of the day, at some point, when you make money hand over fist, day after day, forever and a dollar, there's going to come a time when um, that value of how much you make for the year either goes down or stabilizes. And because it's not a constant increase, it looks bad. And the way Wizards have ran their product last couple days or last couple years, they have milked it for all it's worth. Instead of a steady gradual incline, they took giant leaps and bounds, which made it look a lot worse than it really was. Got them there faster, but now they're going to suffer for taking that shortcut instead of a steady incline. They're going to have to do cutbacks and all these other drastic measures that they wouldn't have had to take before if they just gradually increased it. And that's what a lot of people don't get. So half a dozen one, six the other. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's really how I feel about it. But at the end of the day, I think Wizards is going in the right direction. I think Jeffries could be right, especially as an investment firm, that we could be at the stage where we're going to see Hasbro stocks slowly start to rise. And the reason for that, well, simply put, um, they have a good product. They are trying to fix it, and if they do fix it, it's going to be amazing. So they are doing the right things. Excuse me. But because of the immediate market decline, those in short sight are not going to see that they need to come back into what is their preferable range of what they can do, what they should be making, before they actually start to grow again. And that's just part of the math, I'm going to be honest with you. And a lot of people don't want to hear that, but again, that is part of the math. So I think Wizards are not Wizards. I think Wizards are doing the right thing. I think Hasbro's finally got their head out of their butt and starting to realize they can't take these shortcuts anymore. Now, with that said, I am very optimistic. Now, mind you, I'm not an investment advice guru, guy, whatever. You shouldn't listen to me for any kind of financial advice. So there's that. Now, with all that said, disclaimers away. I am optimistic for the future if Wizards keeps going this path, and they need to dial it back a bit. Just dial it back. Now, with that being said, it's very possible they don't dial it back enough, and it does become a giant issue in the future at some point. But I'm optimistic that it won't. And I kind of hope it don't. I do love this game. But at the end of the day, if they do fix it, I do think there needs to be punishment for those involved in this shenanigans. Mainly because if no one ever gets punished for it or learns from it, then what happens is it's just going to happen again, and there'll be no victory. Well, I timed that pretty good, didn't I? So, with that said, I do think Jeffers is right. There's a decent annual return on Hasbro stock. At $50, it is pretty cheap. I don't know if I want to buy into it or not. And mainly because of what I've seen so far, Hasbro does scare the bejesus out of me for me to invest money. I'm opportunist. I have enough. I have enough optimism to think Magic will do well, but I don't think I have enough optimism to invest in Hasbro stock that they want to do the right thing and not the greedy thing. So, with that said, guys, take it for what you will. All that stuff's out there. I'm not going to make a big hoopla of the Pinkerton thing that everybody else is covering like nobody's business to try to get clicks. I've already covered it once. Good enough. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 people. Until next time, be kind. And I hope to see you across from the game table.